Welcome back to JBSports. I'm your host, Sean Leverton, and today is Friday, so you know it's all about the normal sports. It has been a while, hasn't it? A lot has happened. Changed up a little bit. Got some new ideas with some stuff. I got sick for a week. I was on vacation while I was sick, so I just took some. I took a break, the longest break I've taken on this channel. So I apologize for that, but we are back. I did record one episode last week, but I was not happy with it, and then I got busy. So, but we're back now. A lot has gone on since we've been gone. Garrett Wilson, Sauce Gardner both re-signed to the Jets on some pretty good contracts. I think Sauce might have been a little bit overpaid, but it is what it is. The Raiders have released Christian Wilkins, which, you know, I honestly didn't think I would see that happening, but you know, apparently I heard that he wasn't on his plan, like his recovery plan well, so he got released. Maybe that's a move for a team to get a edge rusher. I mean, sorry, not an edge rusher, a defensive tackle in their lineup to help them out. You know, that could work. I mean, you know, every single Eagles fan is gonna be like, "Oh, Eagles are ready for you. Ooh, come to the Eagles." No, it's just not gonna work like that. But other than that, a lot of Commanders news. We had the new uniforms, which I love. I think they're great. I love the homage to the past, but also keeping it more present with the new logo. I like that. Um, Terry McLaurin went from just not getting a contract to now holding out, which is a little bit of a concern. Do I think we'll re-sign him? Hopefully. Um, I'm a little worried, not gonna lie. I wasn't worried literally a week ago, but now I'm starting to get a little worried, feeling like maybe there's a chance soon he might not want to come back. But I'm really hoping that the Commanders and Terry can get a deal done. I know where Adam Peters comes from. These contract things are a little, they just take a little while longer. And if that's where he came from, I will hold strong with Adam Peters and I will give him the time to get that back in check. But I digress. We have to keep moving on, and Terry needs to be one of those plans. A lot for the Commanders. Trey Amos, he got signed to his deal. So we have all the rookies under contract. Percy Butler got signed to a one-year deal. Austin Reeves got re-signed. We signed Von Miller, which Von Miller, to me, is straight situational. If you think he's coming in here to start, you're absolutely nuts. You're crazy. You're believing on things that aren't there. He's not going to start, or he shouldn't. He's going to be that situational guy that probably gets us around the same amount of sacks as last year, maybe that 6 mark. I'll be happy with that because the amount of snaps he played last year was like almost less, like maybe half of what Dante Fowler had, and he almost had the same amount. So let's be real here. Going on, today, our defense. I know it's practice and we're getting into it, but this is how the defense did today. Some of the things that happened: Daniels pass to Ertz, tipped by Martin, interception by Sanders-Still. Mariota pass intercepted by Owens. We all love Tyler Owens. Daniels pass to Ertz, intercepted by Wagner. Daniels pass intercepted by Amos, miscommunication. Sanders-Still PBU on Osborne behind. Don't know what that. Okay, line of scrimmage. Sorry, line of scrimmage. Lattimore pass batted down on Moore, and Jonathan Jones pass batted down on Lane. So we got a lot going on here, a lot to comb through. But what I'm seeing is this defense. It might not be the most magnificent thing you've ever seen in your life, but what you can take away from this is we're getting better. We didn't really see this happening last year in this form, so it's really nice to see that people can start to get active and start to um, do what they need to for this team. I'm trying to pull up another Commanders thing I saw, someone was there the whole day and they had a bunch of notes they wrote down, and I would love to see if I could find that. No. Terry McLaurin, again, I'll circle back to that just because it means a lot. He was one of the major people that made Washington football watchable. I mean, it was very hard to not want to watch football as a Commanders fan for a little while because of how bad we were. Really, there's no other way to say it, how bad we were. And then the just the terrible front office that we had. It was absolutely awful. And I don't think anyone can, you know, stray from that fact. I mean, we got made fun of it for how long? So it's not like I don't know about it. Um, it really just is. It really is just what it is. Commanders need to get him back because he is a wide receiver one, and as much as we have a good receiving core, no one is wide receiver one like Terry is wide receiver one. Commanders got new locker rooms. Those looked absolutely amazing. So happy that the players have better locker rooms, because if you know what the locker rooms looked before, they weren't terrible, but they weren't great. So good to see that get a bump up. And other than that, I've heard Jaden Daniels has looked great. He hasn't missed a beat. He's looking bigger, which is great. I don't know why I tried to flex like I'm big at all, but he's looking better. And you want to see that because he has taken some cartoonish hits in his career, and that's when he was mostly small. You've seen other guys who kind of weren't as like kind of Daniel size that got bigger, that had less injury issues, like Tua. He didn't get hurt that year. He was bigger, but he lost some mobility, so I went back on that, and you saw what happened from that. But and I'm not saying Jay Daniels is nowhere close to that. I am not. Knock on wood that that it doesn't get that bad, which it never will. But it's just nice to see some size on him so he can take some hits and keep moving and moving. And maybe he's got some more power, which, he can already throw really good. I mean, look at that Hail Mary with broken ribs. But it is great to see that. Great to see the defense is starting to step it up a little bit. We had some concerns about Lattimore from his his performance last year in some key games, and I think he'll be way better than what people think he will be. Sanders still not surprised. He's balling. Amos, glad to see he's acclimating to the team well. Jones, glad to see he's gonna. Everyone is just getting some work in, and I'm so happy to see it. And I'm really hoping that since we don't have as much QB pressure talent as we did last year, which Von Miller is really better than almost anyone we had last year. But if our secondary can hold up better, way better than last year, because last year was terrible. I mean, our starters going into it was Emmanuel Forbes, Benjamin St-Juste, and Mikey Sanders. So Mikey Sanders, we know now is good, and I didn't have a doubt he would be good. But the other two are, if you watch my channel, you know what I've said before. So we'll move on from that. But it's just nice to see that our secondary can maybe hold up, causing for the defensive line, who doesn't have as much presence in sacking the quarterback, to then, lead to more sacks. You got Payne on a contract year, which when he's on a contract year, he's amazing. You know that. Kinlaw, hopefully he can get some work in there. I mean, he came off his best season. Isn't the most remarkable season, but best for him. So hopefully we can build on that. Frankie Louvu, he had, I think, 7 sacks last year, maybe. So that would be great. And one thing about this coaching staff is a lot of people are talking about how old this defense is. And yes, it is old. I can't say it's not old, because age doesn't lie, unless you're someone who's hiding your age very well. But age doesn't lie, and you can't change it. So they are old. But this coaching staff has been very good at getting the most out of every player, no matter what situation. We had Zach Ertz for 20 games last year. Most people said he wouldn't survive half the season, let alone be good. And what happened? Ertz balled out for us. Not like balled out, but he did what he did, and he's Jaden's favorite target. So he's doing what he needs to do for this team. Continuing on, I mean, everything is looking pretty swell. I'm happy with what the Commanders have been doing recently, and I hope they can keep it up. Minus them not being able to resign Terry, that needs to happen. Well, extend, not resign, extend Terry. But other than that, Commanders, just keep doing what you're doing. The new uniforms look good. The helmets look good. You know, there's been other news, but I don't really want to go into that on this channel just because it's not what that channel is. This channel is, but I'm excited. Also, Debo has been looking pretty good. All the haters, you know, it still doesn't change what happens during game time, but he's looking very good. Some NFL news around the league. Uh, Justin Jefferson dealing with a mild hamstring strain. Uh, can be sometimes they can be bad. Sometimes they can heal up quick. I mean, Lattimore, he was literally destroyed like the whole season he played for us. So I hope Justin Jefferson can heal up and be ready for season because I love watching him play. And the Vikings they will have something I think pretty good this year with him, especially when he's healthy. So hopefully that can work out. Zaire Alexander is he loves Baltimore. That's amazing to hear. Glad he's liking it down there. Jordan Davis down. Sorry, Jordan Davis down 26 pounds. Good for him. Browns GM Andrew Berry leaves door open to keep all 4 QBs entering 2025 season. I thought they'd do that just because you got 2 rookies. One you drafted before the other one, which people debate if that should have happened. So you're not going to get rid of him, and then the other one you're just not going to get rid of because the talent he could possess. Flacco, he's your veteran. Pickett, possible starter and a Super Bowl champion in his own regard, along with Flacco. So you really none of them deserve to get cut. Other than I mean, Watson's already gone basically, so you don't really count him there. He's just on the roster, but he's hurt. Other things that happened, I said Garrett Wilson, I said Sauce Gardner, they re-signed, extended, great for them. Sauce said that he waited for Garrett Wilson to sign so he could have his moment, and then he resigned, so nice of him. Other things to look at. The Saints have a new helmet and uniform, which looks pretty good. It's a gold one. It looks nice. I mean, the helmet could have waited because you kind of like try to steal our thunder when it happened, but it is what it is. You have what was it? The Packers paying homage to the old uniform. It's not terrible. It looks a lot like the Bears one they had, but it is what it is. You have just some random signings here and there. 49ers signed a Quinimus St. Brown as a wide receiver. I think their wide receiver room's looking a little hairy recently with Debo leaving, some injuries. I mean, Ayuk isn't suspected to be ready for the start of the season. That could cause some issues for them, so they needed a wide receiver. Other than that, I mean, there's been some extensions here and there that have been good. TJ Watt got his extension, which makes him the highest non-QB, or highest paid non-QB, sorry, in the NFL. It was, I think, 3 years, 123 million, so that's great for him. The trades that happened, Darren Waller was traded to the Dolphins, where he is, I guess his music career isn't working out how we planned, and, you know, his marriage didn't work out. Sorry to hear that for him, but, I mean, it happened a while ago, but glad to see he's back in football and excited to see what he can do because when the Giants played us with him, he cooked us. So, and then of course, you know, Jalen Ramsey got traded to the Steelers and Johnny Smith for Minkah Fitzpatrick, a homecoming for Minkah. The Steelers getting another good CB. You know, they already got Joey Porter, so it's not like Ramsey has to take that number 1 role anymore. So, a guy that could be a borderline, we'll see, number 1 is at a number 2 slot. So that's great. That's great for the Steelers. They got a pretty good defense. They got some good things coming back. No news on Trey Hendrickson re-signing. He is, I think, in Florida, so he's not a distraction to his team, which can kind of be a distraction, but not at the same time. Um, Micah Parsons said he's only there for his teammates, and he's not there for Jerry Jones, which understandable. He wants a contract. And then just some random things here and there. I'm just really excited for the NFL season to be back. This is the time where you start feeling it again because training camp's back. You're seeing some highlights back. You're seeing the team that you love start to have some people show out a little bit. I know Luke McCaffrey's doing better. He's looking bigger, which is great for him. And a lot of people are just doing pretty good. So, really happy that the Commanders are having some people step up and look good. NBA news about Rockets, which we did recently sign someone that I think is pretty big, honestly. Josh Okogie, I believe. Listen, it might not be the most beautiful signing ever, right? It might not be that standoutish to some people, but this guy is a lockdown defender. He is really good at defense. And anyone who's watched the Rockets as much as I have in the last few years, when James Harden was here, the one person he could never dominate was Josh Okogie. I don't know why. I don't know what. He just had him on locks. He is going to be great for our defense. He is a defensive presence we need, especially after Dillon Brooks left. You can debate about him being a great defender or not, but Dillon Brooks is probably our best defender, and now we got this guy who I think is probably better at defending. Offense, we'll have to see about that, but we don't really need to worry about that because if you look at the Rockets roster, there's a lot of changes from the last year's roster. You got a lot of people moving on. But looking at some of these people, Steven Adams, love that re-signing. Happy to have him back. I think he'll be a good, backup piece. Clint Capella, love having him back even more. Clint Capella was that role player that you just loved for some reason and you never wanted him to leave, and then he left, and it was upsetting, but I'm so happy to have him back. Nefali Dante, good young piece. Kevin Durant, he's older, but listen, it's KD. He's still scoring at a high level. We'll see what happens with him. Corey Eason, great to still have him. Love him. Dorian Finney-Smith. I know I already talked about him already, but he's here. Great to have him. Jeff Green, back. Great person to have there. Kevin Harris. Don't remember a lot about him, but good to have him. Aaron Holiday. Great to get him back. Josh Okogie, like I already said, great defensive signing. Alfred Sengun. We all love Alfie. He's goated. He's going to be here for a long time. And he's just a great player. Reed Shepard, showdown in the Summer League. If anyone watched, I mean, he did last year too. So hopefully he gets his minutes. But we all know we did extend Fred VanVleet, which I wasn't too happy about. I was one of those people that wanted to move on. But it's not what I think. It's what the team thinks. And they re-signed him. So we got him back. Jabari Smith Jr., he got a payday, but very happy to have him back. He's going to be a big piece. I think he's going to have a breakout year. Deshaun Tate, good bench piece. And Amen Thompson, next big star for us. Him next to Kevin Durant is going to be insane. But our roster looking honestly way better than last year, which only a few changes, but it's looking great. I'm just really happy with some of these signings we've had, and overall, I think the team is heading in a very, very good direction. Other NBA news, I mean, there's been some trades. Kuminga's status is still on, I wouldn't say rocks, but we don't really know what's going to happen with him yet. Um, the Celtics just waived recently one of their, I think, an MVP of the summer league or something. I think JD Davidson. Wow, Davison. Holy moly, that was I couldn't say it for some reason. You have Marcus Smart going to the Lakers. That was actually, I think, pretty big. Marcus Smart to Lakers is going to be good for them because they needed a good defender, and Marcus Smart's a great defender. Um, let's see, Chris Paul to the Clippers. Interesting. I don't think it's a crazy contract. I think it's cool to have him back there, but interesting that they're old. They're like the Commanders of the NBA, except their defense is old, I guess, because Kawhi's one of the better defenders. You have Shake Mountain getting waived, Marcus Smart waived, of course, but he is with the team. Yuki got a two-way contract with the Bulls. Congrats to him. Damian Lillard back to the Trailblazers. We love to see it. I'm really happy to. I mean, dude said he wanted to get rings. Went to the Bucks for 2 years. Didn't work out. He's back. You know what? It's good to see some loyalty, and I'm happy he could still get a pretty good contract with his ACL injury. Bradley Beal to the Clippers, adding to that age. Cole Anthony to the Bucks. I think that's a great pickup for them. I love Cole Anthony. I think he's a little bit underrated. Jock Landale went to the Grizzlies. Good for him. Great piece for us, but he left. Let's see. Naz Reid, of course, 14th to a bigger contract. I know this is all some old stuff, but I kind of want to go over it because I haven't been here for a while. Jalen Williams got a big contract. Chet Holmgren got a big contract. And Shea got a big contract. So that's I think it's $750 million in those three players. So we'll see how these other contracts play out. It'll be interesting to see, though. Charlotte re-signed some people. Daniel Gafford got an extension. Great for him. He's a good piece there. Let's see. Tim Hardaway to the Nuggets. Phoenix Suns extend Devin Booker. Extending him, honestly, best idea because either if it gets really bad, you can trade him by the trade deadline, or you just continue to have him. I feel like he's a Sun for lifer, but we'll see. Marvin Bagley, Wizards. Bruce Brown is back with the Nuggets. Great pickup for them. You had Kelly Olynyk to the Spurs. Kelly Olynyk's just a guy he's just good. You know, he's a good guy to have around. Any other big kind of things when I've been gone. Cameron Johnson traded to the Nuggets for Michael Porter Jr. Honestly, Michael Porter Jr. will fit in right in with Cam Thomas for just shooting up shots. I mean, it works out, but but Cameron Johnson, I think he'll be great on the Nuggets. I think it'll be really good for him. Magic re-signed Mortis Wagner. Luke Cornett did leave the Celtics, which was actually a little upsetting to see. I loved him for the Celtics, but unfortunately he is gone. Any other thing? Philadelphia 76ers re-signed Kyle Lowry. Paul Banchero got a contract. Jakob Podol got a contract. Karis LeVert signed to the Pistons. Shea, of course, got that bag. And some other things like Kristaps to the Hawks. But I think I might have talked about that. I don't fully remember. But a lot of stuff happening. Of course, it is the NBA offseason. Stay tuned because you still don't know what will happen. Some crazy things could happen, but you never know. NBA is crazy. I'm ready for something crazy to just pop on the screen right as I'm done recording this episode because that's what happened the last few times, actually. Thank you guys so much for watching this episode. Sorry, I was looking at my computer a lot. Just a lot of reading go through and my phone. Sorry for that. I'm so happy to be back. It is great. I missed this. I don't know why I was gone for so long, but I just feel like a break was needed. And almost any time I wanted to do something, I literally just couldn't because I'd sound terrible, which I might sound bad right now, but I sound worse when I was sick and I was on vacation, and there was building going on around the house. So we're back though. We're back. That's all that matters. So again, thank you so much for watching this episode of JB Sports. Enjoy the rest of your Friday. Enjoy your weekend and have a great day. I know I said that twice, but bye.